My company, Paramount Marketing Group, helps your businesses or organizations' branding, marketing, and sales plans to flourish. That's right, I said flourish. We provide proven solutions that help you to develop or strengthen relationships with your target audience. Proven solutions that help to keep your products and services top of mind. We bring these solutions to life with campaigns or programs that you help to develop using the power of promotional products, or dimensional marketing products, as I like to call them. Promotional products are the only marketing medium that touches all 5 of the senses. And people actually thank you when you give them your brand. Talk about power. Did you know that 80% of all of us have a promotional product that we hold on to for over a year? 90% of us know the brand of the advertiser on that promotional product that we hold on to for over a year. 91% of all of us have a logoed or branded product that we use in our own kitchens right now. Talk about power. So rather than talk about all my stuff here, I am going to just explain a little bit how the format is going to be today. I've invited 2 of my favorite and most trusted suppliers to come on board and to help do a presentation with their product line to help us, to show us how to help to be unique and memorable. This is going to be the format today. It's going to be the format next week on the 21st when we're talking about how to recognize someone awesome with something awesome. And then again on the 28th when we're talking about new trends in branded fashion, or the fashion show as I'm calling it. No worries, I'm not modeling anything. The 2 friends I brought on board today, one is Jamie. She's from a company called Maple Ridge Farms. Maple Ridge Farms is a premier food gift provider in the country. They provide gifts not only in the 4th quarter for the holidays, but all year long. And the second presentation I have is from my friend Brian from a company called Starline. Starline is a non-food gift provider, and they are leaders in the industry as well all year long. So with no further ado, I'm going to flip it over to Jamie.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen, so bear with me for a moment. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate your time. Again, Jamie Johnson. We're going to be exploring gift ideas today to share your appreciation with your employees, customers, vendors, or affiliates. It's never been so easy. We have some delightful branded gourmet food gifts to share with you. As Paul mentioned, Maple Ridge Farms has been a leading supplier of exceptional food gifts in the promotional products arena, partnering with our trusted distributors, really tailoring your gifts to meet your needs. We offer the highest quality of chocolates, gourmet cheeses, sausage, charcuterie trays, fun different candies. We have the capabilities of sourcing unique products as well. All of these wonderful gifts then would carry your brand, your legacy on the wonderful packaging. Okay, Maple Ridge Farms, again, 40 years of experience in just being experts in food. And that is something that we really take pride in. I took a look at the teammates that I work with and began to kind of add up the years experience, and it reached a combined 160 years of experience here at Maple Ridge Farms. So when you think about, working with Paul or distributor and really then a trusted vendor when it comes to food gifts, Maple Ridge Farms is certainly the top notch. We have some wonderful ideas, and those customers that do place orders with Maple Ridge Farms typically reorder again the next year because we do make it rather easy, and they've heard back from their recipients how exceptional the product has been. We really want to understand your needs when it comes to the gift that you're looking to send out with your brand on it. It may be a matter of the packaging that's important, the food content that's important, something to think about for those who have a sense of wanting to give back to the community. We offer a give back program where 15% of the profits from selected items is then donated back to Habitat for Humanity. So if that's a key aspect of your project that's important, we certainly want to understand that. Okay, so what has been going on with Maple Ridge Farms? As Paul mentioned, certainly an item that you look for the fourth quarter when it comes to holiday gifting. But however, over the last few months, Maple Ridge Farms has had the pleasure of servicing many buyers wanting to send out gourmet food gifts for a number of different reasons. First, it was simply those who were working in the office, shifting to working at home, and the employees wanting to let them know, hey, I know we don't see you in the office, but you're still top of mind. We appreciate your dedication and your hard work during this challenging time. So the work from home gifts has certainly been something that we've been experiencing. As we shift now into the holidays, we've seen, of course, the orders from last year trickle in along with new orders for this coming season. Something that's been interesting too, we definitely have what's the type of market that purchases food gifts for the holidays? We have the traditional ones, but no longer am I just discounting any industry. Over the last several months, the type of market that does purchase food gifts has expanded. So when it comes to events, let's just say someone who was typically going to have an awards ceremony in person, now it's canceled and it's gone virtual. We're hearing a lot of that. We hear the need for kitted items, food, along with other promotional products. So we're going to touch on a lot of these today. So what are the benefits of going, working with your trusted promotional products distributor or, going direct? I mean, it is the most convenient to go and work with Paul and then who's going to partner with Maple Ridge Farms. We develop, a cost-effective program. We have fresh products. I happened to be at a store yesterday and I saw a gift basket sitting on the shelf packaged with, all these different products that are hollering different brands. And that's not how you want to invest your money. You want to invest your money with a gift that is going to carry on the quality and the legacy of yours and has that on the packaging. So, your order is made fresh to pack. So let's just say you're on top of it. You know what you want now for the holidays. We will then process that paper order and wait till December to package your gourmet gift with fresh product. We handle individual shipment. So when in the world of attending end buyer events and when speaking with you lovely folks in person, it would often be, a phenomenon that we can ship directly to your recipients. I'm currently working on 180 piece order that's going to be shipped directly throughout the United States to the recipient's address. That's what we've been doing for the last 40 years. Our logistics team has it down pat, so we handle it with ease. Our products promote your brand, and we are 100% guaranteed. If you are, don't hear thank yous and wows from your recipients, we need to talk. Food is fun. I mean, it certainly creates memories and it is enjoyable and it creates the joy factor. You don't have to worry about, the size and trying to figure out all of that. Everyone enjoys food. Paul mentioned earlier the five senses, right? And when I think about the memories that food can create, I'm sure we could probably all sit around, taste some exceptional product from Maple Ridge Farms and share some food experience and feel joyful about it. When I think about Maple Ridge Farms and engaging all five senses, I mean, when you take a look at, a recipient receiving a gift such as this great tower, I mean, just the visual aspect and the sight of it is delightful.
Hey Sam, it's Jean Jernigan. How are you?
And then when they go to unpackage the gift,
so
they have the delightful smell of the chocolates. We actually have a candy room here at Maple Ridge Farms, and when I walk into the room, all I can smell is chocolate. It's fabulous. And then you talk about the feel when you eat the caramels and it's rolling through your teeth and you're really cherishing that, and simply the taste. That is a wow factor on its own. You're definitely going to hear from your customers how delighted they are by the gifts. As I mentioned, the time to shop right now the time to shop is now. We find that by mid-October, 41% of buyers know what they're going to be purchasing for the holidays. So we are in full gear here at Maple Ridge Farms. We've been receiving holiday orders for the last several months, and we will continue, over the next, I don't even know how many days there are, left prior to the holidays. But we're here to support you. And, again, the time is now. And we have a few incentives to think about food gifting now as I continue on. I'll share those with you. I have a fun story that I just worked on a project. So I was working with a distributor who had a customer, again, that wanted to find a creative idea to be shipped to individuals at home. They typically would host an in-person live celebration for all their service members. And it would be joyful, and there'd be beverages, and there'd be food, and there'll be socializing. And now with the current climate, it's being shifted over to virtual, but they really want to hang on to that sentiment of, being joyful and a celebration and not just sitting at a virtual event and zoning out. So we had the pleasure of creating this shelf-stable package to ship to 450 locations. It was about a $42 package. And on the outside of the box, we have a sticker that says, please hold to enjoy during the virtual event for ABC Company on October 25th. So the recipient will receive it, they'll store it in a cool, dry location, and then during the virtual celebration, they get to continue to kind of just lay back, chill, nibble on screen without being shy, and have it being that joyful celebration that they once were going to have to celebrate those service award members. So that was a neat non-holiday experience that we were able to find a solution for. We have a number of different packaging, whether it's that gourmet gift tower that I sent over. So Maple Ridge Farms products come in all sorts of different budgets, different sort of minimum quantities. In regards to the branding style, we have the full color, we have foil stamp, we have Firebrand. All of our packages have, your logo on it. Some might say something like, well, Paul, what are you going to, once, we enjoy the food from Maple Ridge Farms, or once our recipients enjoy the food, how is our brand going to be remembered? The ribbon is gone. That's the point where you really want to build the fact that the impression of this quality food is everlasting, which is why we have a high repeat order factor. In addition to that, we have over 58 gifts on our website that offer that leave behind. So whether it is the charcuterie tray with a cutting board that has fire branded, an acacia tray full of candy that has your brand on it, we have a wooden barrel, a number of different items. So that barrier of thinking once the food is gone, the brand is gone, I would shift your mind from that, because you're talking about an exceptional product that leaves an everlasting impression.
Hey, Jamie,
So,
if I could interrupt for 1 second, we have a question about
yes.
a screen that you showed a couple of screens ago, the snowman.
Yes.
They're asking if the hat or the scarf can have the company logo on it.
So the portion that's branded on that is the ribbon in which the gift is tied up with. The scarf is not able to be branded on. Very cute idea.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes. All right, so half of all businesses purchase food for the holidays. So, that's a pretty significant number when you think about, what you're going to be looking to gift for the holidays. Here's a great example of how we've shifted to kind of be COVID-centric in regards to the individually wrapped items. We began to kind of hear, hey, do your gifts come with individually wrapped gourmet treats? We're going to be sending these to an office, and we want the recipients to be able to take a piece and go back to their desk and enjoy. So here is an example where each individual piece in this tower is individually wrapped. So here I am in the break room, and I grab these delicious white chocolate covered pretzels and jump back to my desk and enjoy it there. So we have over 20 items in our website that has the individually wrapped gifts. Here's a display of a few other ones as well, reaching and fitting different budgets. So something to think about as well, right? You'll go to our website, you'll see a number of different great items, and you will, attach yourself to something that you really like. And you'll say, wow, this gift tower is great, but I'm not really crazy about mixed nuts, but I love cashews. Can Maple Ridge Farms dip and dive in the product that they insert in these towers? 25% of what we do is custom. And that can fall in a few different categories. The first one being the substitutions. So again, you have a gift tower or a basket that you like, but you're wondering if we could switch out the product. That's where you would work with Paul and we would connect and we would custom quote that item. Another aspect might be, I love the look of this tower, but it sits a little high for my budget. Or I have a little bit more play and I'm not quite finding what I'm looking for in this, $50 budget, whatever it might be. This is where that customization can come in and we can craft something that's, again, tailored to what you're looking for. Kitting has been huge. We continue to quote. I just was working with a customer this morning that they wanted food, and I asked, what's some important factors that your customer is looking at? And they mentioned, another supplier vendor that they liked and they enjoyed, and a key aspect of them was that they were going to incorporate a lunch tote. And I said, perfect, we got that covered. We can handle that. So this is where, Paul would work with us and he would send us other promotional items that you would like. I just happened to work on a project where we kicked together a blanket, a mask, a hat, and then some food items of ours. And then we sent that out. This has been off the charts with the amount of kitting that we have done. I had a customer that wanted to create 3 different themes with the kitting. And so we created an indulge theme, which involved a bunch of chocolates and our, fine different gourmet covered chocolate cookies. And then we had the opportunity to create a healthy option and then a night in with some popcorn and some cheese and sausage. And we put that all into a lunch tote. And that was the wonderful gift that was sent out. So you think about, okay, so this is great, Jamie, thanks for all the information, but I'm not putting this all together. What is, working with my promotional products distributor offer me outside of if I just run down to Costco or Harry and David? Again, take a look at those products. They are beautiful. I mean, they've been there for a few months. So you need to think about the quality that you want your brand to represent. You want to think about the personal service that Paul offers along with Maple Ridge Farms, the capabilities of branding these items, individual shipment. I mean, you were as hands-off as you would like to be. Once you let Paul know what you want to order, you send him the individual shipping list. We make it easy. We have a pre-formatted spreadsheet that you can pop that information into. If you have I have a holiday card that I would like to insert with these gifts. Can we do that? Most certainly. Again, 100% guarantee. And, we truly, again, 40 years means a lot, and we care what your recipients have in front of them and how the impression that your brand is leaving behind with them. So right now is the incentive to start, once you're done with myself and the wonderful presentation from Brian, think, what are we going to do for the holidays, folks? Here's a 20% off offer where you can have 20% off until the 30th, or free drop shipment and greeting cards to the 30th. So hang on to this thought. Know that there's some details that you'll want to get to work with Paul, but know that you are working with the 20% off budget here, which matters. Along with that, there's 4 items that are exclusive to the presentation today and what Paul's offering. So we have this wonderful gift tower that's packaged with chocolate dipped pretzels, sea salt caramels, chocolate covered almonds, the English butter toffee, and then our sea salt caramels. So one question might be is, what is Maple Ridge Farms' top seller? That is so hard to answer because it really depends upon what's your budget, what's your desire for distribution, how many people you would like it to serve. Our English butter toffee, when it comes just to components, will blow your mind. However, when it comes to the different items, our charcuterie tray, which I'm going to unshare the camera at one point because we made up this fabulous charcuterie tray for today to really showcase, because cheese and sausage and crackers and that whole feel is hot right now. Then in addition, you have these 3 items that are being offered at 30% as well. Paul has a literature, so if it was like, what were those items again? He can certainly share that with you. And okay, so a few things. I want to emphasize the drop shipments. So we have that down pat, as I mentioned. Can you see me in full now? Is that what you're looking at?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the drop shipments are a huge aspect of the services that Maple Ridge Farms offers. So hang on to that. I did not touch on company store programs, but if you do offer a company store, 20% of our business does come from company stores. So it's certainly something that if you don't have food in those stores, come the fourth quarter and the holidays, to add 4 to 5 items at different price points can really benefit the fresh look and approach to that store. If it's like, okay, you know, this is great, I'm just not sure how this looks. I can't conceptualize what this looks like. Send your artwork to Paul. Ask him, you know, hey, Paul, my budget sits around, you know, X dollar amount. Can you send me 3 or 4 items that I can kind of just look at to begin to see my brand on these goods? So here's a display. It took me everything not to eat this morning. I cannot see myself. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So these charcuterie trays are huge this year. And I mean, just to sit around, and this is what those folks are going to be enjoying during that awards ceremony. And it's packed full of Wisconsin cheese. We have shelf-stable and natural cheese. So the difference with that is the shelf-stable cheese, you do not need to refrigerate it until you cut into it. Our natural cheese does need to be refrigerated upon receipt. So oftentimes, like if we're shipping to individual locations, to residents, we would typically use a shelf stable because they would receive it at their house, they would see refrigerate upon receipt, and they would handle appropriately. If it was a matter of drop shipping to a location because they were gonna hand it out, this is one that's happening. Their employees are driving through and picking up their holiday gift. And so with that, we will be shipping the shelf-stable version of our gifts. So a lot of information. I don't, Paul, am I wrapping up on my time?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of information here. You know, Maple Ridge Farms would love to turn you on to the idea of your gift recipients experiencing the taste of Maple Ridge Farms. So I hope to, you know, hear some delightful stories from Paul. Thank you.
And I would be happy to arrange a tasting in your office if you're interested. And I will assure you that the products that she's displayed, I have QC'd almost all of them myself, and they're pretty good. So thank you, Jamie, very much.
Thank you.
And now we're going to have a presentation from Brian from Starline. Starline is not a food gift company, so come down just 1/8 of an inch for Brian.
All right. I am not a food company, but we've got a lot of good stuff for you. Now, I can attest, I've eaten a lot of that stuff that Jamie was talking about, so it's good. Starline, we focus a little bit, actually a lot of it on higher quality stuff. So if you're looking for something to carry your brand and you want it to last a long time, Starline's a good choice for you. We have a lot of choices overseas when we source products. We can tear them down to achieve a lower price point, or we can build them up and use better quality materials and make the price point a little bit higher so they last. And that's what we do more often than not. So if you're looking for a quality item, that's what Starline is all about. So what's happening right now? You know, where are we seeing promotional products being used? What are other people doing with promotional products? The single biggest thing that I've seen over the last couple months is people saying thank you. You know, maybe you want to say thank you to all your employees. Maybe that's happening for a couple of reasons. You know, maybe you're up or you're down. Either way, your employees have probably worked harder this year than they ever have. So it's nice to give them a little thank you. Conversely, if you're looking at your your customer base, you know, maybe some customers stuck with you during a difficult time. Maybe they continue to consume whatever it is you sell, and they didn't need it 100%, but they continue to stick by you. So that's an opportunity to thank them. Thank them for being loyal. Thank them for sticking with you. We've seen quite a few people looking to use promotional items for holiday parties or virtual conventions, both of which have gone virtual. You know, say you're going to do a virtual event like we're doing today, and you know all the people that are going to be there in advance. It makes for a much better environment or connection if you can send something out to all of those people individually before you start. And hey, if we're going to do a holiday party virtually or a convention virtually, and there's no hall that we're renting out, or there's no food that we're buying for the event, that reduces some of the costs. So it opens up budget to do some promotional items to kind of further that connection. When we talk about thanking people, one of the biggest ways that people can step up their thank you game with promotional products is by personalizing. So when I say personalizing, I mean we can take a tumbler or a bag, we can put your logo on there, but not only can we decorate that, below the logo, we can add your name. So personalization really helps people in a number of ways. Uh, back a couple of months ago, we were using personalization to stop the spread of germs and keep items separate. But if I were to give you a gift and it had your name on it, that makes it look like I tried that much harder to impress you or reward you with that particular gift. So this is something we normally charge at least $1 for to personalize. We're going to do that for free until the end. Everybody you're going to give something to, you drop their name on the item, and that's personalization. Now, you don't have to just personalize with names. This has been kind of a fun way for people to get some department camaraderie. Remember, for a lot of businesses, we can't stand around a water cooler anymore and talk and have that day-to-day interaction that we normally do. So it might be fun to produce a tumbler or a bag with a department that you work for, human resources or purchasing. We had a fun order recently where a professional sports team ended up doing an item for their season ticket holders. Now, the season ticket holders couldn't be there to enjoy the game, so they said, thanks, we miss you. But they also put the name of the fan and their seat number on the tumbler, which was kind of cool. To me, that would be almost shelf worthy. I probably wouldn't drink out of that. I would probably just put that on a shelf and remember that time forever and just look at that and say, hey, that team thought about me specifically and printed my name on something along with their logo. We've seen a lot of things even moving towards anniversary gifts where you might do something crystal that goes on your shelf. Well, maybe this year you wanted to do a gift that was a little bit more useful to somebody, and a tumbler or a bag might qualify there. We could put years of service information on something like that. We talked a little bit about Zoom meetings. This is a great way to enhance a virtual event. There's so many virtual events going on, and I think it's important to set yourself apart a little bit and do something a little bit extra special, whether it's a food gift or something from my line. Just get something in front of your people, make it interesting, do anything that you can to set your Zoom meeting apart from all the other ones that people are attending. All right, when we talk about shipping stuff to people and we talk about this new world where everybody's working from home, and Jamie hit it on the nail on the head, we can ship stuff directly to your participants or employees or customers' homes. And we wanted to make it a little bit easier to do that from Starline, because that's a big question. How much does it cost? From our perspective, what we can do on all of our products, we've listed a flat rate home delivery shipping price. So take drinkware, for instance. We will send one item in a box to each of the contacts that you give us for $12 a piece. You shift over to a little bit bigger item, maybe it's a little bit heavier flashlight or a cooler bag, that's $15 a piece. Or a larger item, some of the larger cooler bags that we carry, maybe our cast iron skillet, other products like that, that's $18 a piece. So that'll give you a really kind of easy idea of what this would cost, and that's that's a flat cost across all of the people that you're sending something to. And I think today, when people are looking at all of these shipping costs to get products in folks' hands, I think you maybe want to step up the quality a little bit. So you would want to do something that's a little bit nicer, something that's going to last, instead of doing a lower price point, less. We've talked a ton about kitting over the past couple of months. Everybody seems to want a kit, and we're seeing that from lots of different people in our industry. So at Starline, I love the idea of using some of our cooler bags and our dry bags as the packaging. So instead of doing maybe a 4-color process box or some sort of box that has a substantial cost to it, I like using one of our products as the holder of the products, the kit, the packaging. And I'll show you a couple items when I do a little bit of live demo, and you can see some of the items that I'm talking about. We have a pretty cool special that's happening right now. Flashlights are a really big part of what Starline does. So we've got some pretty nice quality stuff. A flashlight's a great promotional item if you want to get something in somebody's hands when they're working, when they're busy all day long. We have a couple of rechargeable flashlights, and that's kind of a new trend in the flashlight world. instead of putting loose batteries into flashlights, we have a little micro USB port on the side. You can plug that guy in and then charge it up. So it's a little bit more green, but we bulked up on 3 of these particular flashlights for the fourth quarter, and we wanted to do a free freight special on these. So the 3 lights that are shown on the screen, we'll ship those for free to 1 location, and that's before December 1st. And that's not something that we do very often. We have a lot of heavy, bigger items in our line, and this is kind of a nice special for us. And I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to show some houseware products, and I want to talk a little bit about some things that you can do with kitchen items to make them a little bit more effective. So if you were to go into my
91%, remember 91% of us have something with a brand on it in our own kitchen.
That's almost everybody. And the thing is people hang on to this stuff for years. If you were to run over into my kitchen right now, I've got, beat up cutting boards, beat up baking sheets, stuff that I could probably get rid of, but I don't. I hang on to it. And it would be a nice idea if somebody wanted to give me one to promote their brand as a gift. And you're going to get so many views out of that item. Say it's a baking sheet, for instance. I cook, salmon in the oven, I roast vegetables. Say I do that 3 times a week. I would pull that baking sheet out and I would see that logo on the item. I put the food on there, put it in the oven, take it out, test the temperature, put it back in, take it out, plate it, wash it, dry it, put it away. All the time, I'm subtly seeing that laser engraved logo on there, that gift that you gave me. And I'm going to keep thinking about your brand over and over again, subtly. So I think it's a really good usage of your budget to utilize something in the kitchen. And, and I say I've got beat up kitchenware in my kitchen. People hang on to it. Even when it does get beat up and when it is older, they're still going to hang on to it and they're still going to use it until they get a replacement. One of the items that has kind of been trending in our business is the cast iron skillet. Cast iron's coming back in a major way. This could last a lifetime. This could outlast the brand that you're promoting right now. So these things, they last. And we can actually laser engrave right on the cooking surface. So this is kind of a new cool, trendy thing. We sell these, they're around mid $30 price point. But what I'm suggesting is if you pick something, a houseware, something for the kitchen, maybe throw a recipe in there. Give them a little piece of you or your family or your tradition. You might say, hey, this is my grandmother's cornbread recipe. Please enjoy that and enjoy this cast iron skillet. And the best thing that could happen is a week later, a month later, somebody reaches out to you and says, hey, I tried that cornbread recipe. It was fantastic. And that's really going to strengthen that bond between you and the customer or the employee because you're sharing something that is, essentially from you. I'm going to run through a couple other products in different categories, and if I have a little story about how they've helped somebody, I'll tell it. So another area that's been pretty popular has been those desktop wireless chargers. The little plastic things like this that you would set next to your computer, you would plug in, drop your phone on it, and it would charge your phone. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This one's pretty simple. This is the EL167. This is about 15 bucks. It's got a kind of a bamboo look and feel. I can print in full color on here. But one of the ways that a lot of people use this over the past couple of months was if maybe their office was closed and they were reopening and they had to do a training session on what the new office rules would be like. Because if your office was closed and it opens back up, it's not going to be the same. Maybe there's going to be offices or cubicles and partitions when maybe you used to have a really wide open workspace. There's going to be rules about, where you can go, how many people can go in the lunchroom. And something like this is a great training prize going through training because not only can you put your logo on here, but you could also put some of the key pieces of information about the new training program. So think about this and then think about if this is next to somebody's computer, they're going to see this every single day, day in, day out, constantly looking at this. So this will really reinforce some information. When I talked about cooler bags a little bit, I like the cooler bag as the packaging for a gift set. And we offer a lot of those that are already pre-made. This is one of our favorites. This is called the CB157. So this is a 24 can cooler. And some of the cool things that we did here is this material, this tarpaulin on the outside. This is what a lot of the big boys are doing at retail. So it's got that retail look and feel, but the price is about 40 bucks. And if you look on the inside, that liner, it's really thick. It's got some thread reinforcement through the inside. It's guaranteed not to leak. So if you buy these and you give them out, we have a 1-year guarantee against leaking. So this makes a really nice gift, and it really sticks with today's trends. And especially with what you see at retail with the higher quality stuff, but this is going to be a fraction of the price. One trend that was really happening at the end of last year and kind of continued through this year, especially as we all sat in front of computers more often doing all these Zoom meetings, was getting outside and getting fresh air. And a lot of these coolers in the dry bag, which is what I'm going to show you next, really speaks to that outdoor, like go out, have a picnic with the family, or, you know, sit outside and watch the football game on Sunday instead of sitting inside. So it's about getting yourself outside, maybe getting yourself away from some of the electronics. Now, on these cooler bags, I can print in full color. That's included in the price. So that's kind of a nice feature. And then, of course, I can personalize these for free. So if you have 12 people you want to give a gift to, logo, name underneath it, that name is free. You give them a really personalized gift. When we talk about dry bags, this is one of my favorites, and I like to use this as packaging for drinkware. So a dry bag, if you go to the beach or you go hunting or skiing or fishing or anything outside, and you got a bunch of stuff that can't get wet, you can drop that stuff in this bag. You can roll up the top, and you can clip it together, and that's going to keep the stuff in there dry. But maybe you want to buy a drinkware piece and give that out as a gift. You want packaging, and you're going to spend $5, $6, $7 on packaging. You could use this as the package instead. You could take the drinkware piece and you could drop it inside. And now that's a nice little set, and the packaging doesn't get thrown away. It gets kept and it gets used over and over and over again. We're gonna move over to my favorite category, our pride and joy, which is vacuum insulated drinkware. Now the stuff that Starline carries, you know, when I opened, I talked about quality. This stuff will stand up to all the big names that are out there in the retail space. And a lot of what we do is very similar to what those folks do. For instance, something like this camp tumbler, this is relatively new for us, but this is a very popular piece right now. The spin on the ceramic tumbler with the handle on the side. This is a little bit taller version, but what you can't feel right now is the weight of a lot of these products that I carry. This handle, very firm, very strong. If you like to give high quality items that people can feel the quality, this is a good one for you to choose. This is our SL261. But what I want to show you here is I want you to look at that laser engraving. Do you see when I turn that, how the light shines off that metal surface? So these are new lasers for us, and this laser look is in high demand right now. These are the same lasers that some of the big retail guys use, like Yeti. We actually had to wait about 2 months to get our laser installation because those guys ordered 18 lasers and we ordered 2, but we still pump out a lot of drinkware. And the last thing that is really important for you to know about a lot of the drinkware that we carry is the outside is powder coated. Powder coated is what everybody seems to want these days. It's a little bit more durable and it's a little kind of a more luxurious feel on the outside of these. So you're getting beautiful laser engraving, you're getting powder coated surfaces. And as I talk about a couple other pieces, I'll point out some other features of the product. So here is one lid type that we carry. This is a push button lid. This actually does a really good job of keeping things inside hot and cold. This will keep hot and cold 5 hours, no problem. But one of the cool things about this particular item, the SV95, you see this band on top? We can change out this band color to one of 13 different colors. So if you're a college or university and you're really proud of your color, you can drop that on there. If it's a month with meaning, like October, for, we're in October, breast cancer awareness, you can do a pink ring on top. If, for whatever color resonates with you, you can add that to this piece and it gives it a little bit more custom look and feel. That's our Persona series. So we do that ring on a power bank. We do that silicone ring on a Bluetooth speaker, and we do that silicone ring on a bunch of different drinkware pieces. So that'll give you an opportunity to kind of spice up your promotion a little bit. Can coolers. So we do a bunch of these little can coolers, and this has been a very popular part of our line. So right here, this is my SL233. So this is a vacuum insulated can cooler. You can drop your can inside. I was enjoying some LaCroix. And that'll keep it cold for a long period of time. But what makes this extra special is on the bottom, there's an additional lid that's screwed in there. So I take that lid off, I drop it on top. Now it's a 12-ounce tumbler. And because people lose things, I lose secondary parts all the time. There's an opening on the bottom, and you can screw that ring into the bottom that held that can in place. These are just under 15 bucks. Something's about 14 bucks. Again, it's got the powder coated exterior, and this is something different. Not everybody has a can cooler. So if you like the drinkware side of things, but you think, hey, people have too much drinkware, maybe you try something like this. Now, if you're a skinny can enjoyer, we've got some skinny can options for you here. And if you take a look at this, this is our full color decoration method. We offer this on our drinkware. This adds $1 to the price, but what you can't see is this has a bit of a raised feel to it. So it's very custom looking. We lay down white and color and clear coat and really build this up. And this is a very unique decoration technique on here. So keep that in mind. If you've got full color. Yes, sir?
I was just going to say, we got to wrap it up here in a second.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool. And I'm going to end it with that flashlight that I was telling you about when I told you about the free freight special on flashlights. We've got this guy right here, the FL161, and this has a tactical look to it. It's got a Cree LED, so it's very bright. But the cool feature that we're seeing on a lot of these in the trend is that little micro USB slot up top there. So you can plug into that and recharge the battery. So you're not going to use disposable batteries over and over again, and you have a little bit more of a green solution. So hopefully you got some cool gift ideas rolling into Q4 and some ideas on, how you can reward people with promotional products.
Great. Thank you, Brian. That was a nice presentation. We've got a couple of chats that we kind of answered throughout. Are there any other questions from anybody that have been sent in?
Hi, Paul. Sorry, I do have a question that came through. It's so if you can tell us, what does dimensional marketing products mean a little bit more clearly? I would appreciate that.
All right. Well, dimensional marketing products is what promotional products are also known by, and it came about in the early to mid 90s when puffy mail came into existence. People sending things out that were not just in a number 10 envelope to get someone's attention. Dimensional marketing products was coined by a supplier in the Akron, Ohio area, and I'll share with you a story. I did a mailing for a client. After we had a meeting, they were going to a trade show to present a new product launch, and it was a very expensive product, and they wanted the right people to come to the trade show to see the new product launch. We did a interactive mailing, or a dimensional marketing mailing, and we garnered an 83% response rate on this mailing. That was quite a bit of power for them. They appreciated it quite a bit. So I hope that answers your question.
Well, yeah, I really enjoyed that. Actually, that was kind of gives you some cool ideas as far as, reaching out to clients or vendors. So,
Yeah.
And then Jamie, I have a question for you.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so you talked a lot and showed us some really amazing, Maple Ridge Farms kits and gifts. Just share with us a little bit more about what that can include. I know you had to talk really fast, but someone was very interested to know a little bit more about some of the items that you can include with it.
So when it comes to the kitting aspect, or our gifts in general?
Yes.
So our gifts can be packaged in a number of different ways. So our gift tower, so here would be an example of our gift tower. And within each tier of this, you would find a number of different treats. Typically, each box holds 2 different types of gourmet treats within the box. Anywhere from our chocolate-covered almonds to our English butter toffee, cashews, chocolate-covered potato chips. So in regards to what comes within the box, on our website, it's displayed as the items that we have. Again, if it's a matter of you like this, however, you would rather have it be all chocolates and remove the cashews, we could custom quote that project then. In regards to the kitting aspect, so it could be, for example, a tower like this, and the first 4 layers have all Maple Ridge Farms product, and then we add a 5th layer that would hold the customer supplied promotional product goods. So if it was a matter of including a mask or a hat, we would then package it on the bottom portion of it in another gift box. Or it could be, you know, something where you, again, a lunch tote, and within the lunch tote, we have then packaged our gourmet gifts within the lunch tote, put it into an individual mailer, and then send that out to the recipients.
Hey, here's an idea. We could pack one of Brian's coolers with a bunch of Maple Ridge Farms products and have
Yes,
a good day.
certainly. And because we trust in Paul and the relationships that he has with the vendors, such as Brian, we leave that up, you know, to the distributor to kind of create that connection between us and the other suppliers.
So Jamie, we had another question specifically with some of the items. Is there a way to choose some gluten-free or nut-free options?
So our packaging for all of our food gifts does have that nut allergy, kind of that generic stamp on it. So when it comes to being okay having that stamp, but not having it be a nut, yes, you can certainly say, I have, you know, recipients that do have the nut allergy or gluten-free. What combinations can you come up with? And that's something we could customize.
Gotcha. All right, thank you.
Yes.
Great.
And
Well,
Brian, oh, sorry, I have one more question. Sorry, Paul, one more
no, go
question.
ahead.
Brian, you showed the one flashlight, and I know we kind of cut you off there at the end, but I just had a question specifically about color. Do you have options for color for the flashlights?
Generally, not really. It's what a lot of them come in black, is a kind of middle of the road. A couple of them come in color, but that would just be a different style.
Okay.
The imprint can be full color, so we can get colors through the imprint.
On some, yes. On
Okay.
a lot of the aluminum stuff that is that black barrel, we like to laser engrave that because of
Okay.
durability. So sometimes that colored ink doesn't really stick that well over time. So we've learned that. So those would be laser. But yes, like Paul said, there are some different surfaces that we do for color decoration.
Awesome.
Sorry, didn't mean to stick my foot in your mouth.
All good, man.
All right, well, Gene, if you could throw my contact information up there.
I sure can.
I'm just going to wrap up with a couple of statements. Jamie mentioned the 20% off the Maple Ridge Farms products and the 30% off deals going on. Brian's offering the free personalization through the end of the year on drinks, drinkware bags, and coolers. And I will remind everyone that we are doing door prizes. After this is through, I'm going to walk into Alex's office and look at the list of attendees, and I'm actually going to throw darts at his screen. I'm sure he'll appreciate that someday. I would also like to remind everyone we're doing this again next week on the 21st, where we'll be talking about how to recognize someone awesome with someone awesome, with something awesome, sorry about that. And then again on the 28th, new trends in branded fashion. Fashion show is what I'm calling it. So thank you all for attending. We appreciate it very, very much. We hope you got a lot of good ideas and good information out of this. And just remember, I'm Promo Paul. Give me a call or text or an email. Thank you all.
Thank you.